What if you had a penis that looked like, the gooseneck when it's all kind of like hanging down, all S-shaped and shit? Anyone have
showing some neck?
Cock scully?
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again. Or for the very first time.
Yes, sir. So, Cerny, do you mind taking the stick? I'm going to have a quick wank on another Zoom while you just finish the show up. And then we'll
No problem.
Good. Okay.
Just make sure you turn your camera off.
I was going to let you have a look-ski if you wanted.
Oh, well then, if you're inviting, then yes, please.
One of those like security, little things you slide over your webcam and off.
Yeah,
it's just like half. It's like half across the screen. Well, I don't know. The news broke the other day, and once this kind of caught wind on the social medias, as they call it, I think it spread like wildfire. At least with the guys. You know what I mean when the guys, like the buddy, all your buddies and stuff, right?
Yep.
So what happened is the Jeffrey Toobin, he works for the New Yorker magazine, and he's also a legal analyst on CNN and he's an author as well. Apparently, now should I just read the blow by blow, Cerny?
Lay it out.
We'll
Call
just
it out. Put it on play.
So this is from the New York Times, very reputable source for any news that you like.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Well, yeah, that's true. So the New Yorker said on Monday that it had suspended the staff writer Jeffrey Toobin after he exposed himself during a Zoom call last week with employees of the magazine.
So with this title, when you told me this, remember I had lots of questions. And they'll be answered later on in the article.
I'm sure they will. So, first of all, we'll just continue. I'm sorry. Okay. So they were on a video call prepping for election night coverage. I think he was prepping for something else.
Fluffing.
He was a little fluffing. Oh, it should say they were on a video call fluffing for election night coverage. So during a pause in the call for breakout discussions, so now Zoom for all the un-Zoom folks, there's like breakout rooms where essentially you could go, okay, these 4 people, if you have like 20 people on the Zoom, you can put them in different rooms and they can all have separate meetings and then come back to kind of join in the thing. So I guess they went to kind of like a breakout room, and Mr. Toobin switched to a second call that was and this is a quote from the New York Times, the video equivalent of phone sex, according to 2 people familiar with the call.
Video equivalent.
So isn't that just like a chat, like a webcam girl?
Yeah, so I was saying a cam girl or OnlyFans or whatever.
Yeah. Cerny, that's what we need to get set up. Chip and Cern OnlyFans. And you'll just get Chip and Cern booty pics all day. How much should we charge a month? You'll get you'll get one Chip booty and one Cern booty a week. How much should we charge for that? It could be in the underwear, and like fans can send us funny underwear that we'll like just take these
model form.
Yeah. So no hog, that's extra. So just in the tidy whities.
Tidy whities, $10.
Okay, so Cern's. I see why they're called Cerny sluts now. Just like that, just like the man himself. So I'll say, I don't want to undercut you, so I'll go 10. Plus, we need to make our fees back, so we'll say $25 a week for Chip and Cern OnlyFans.
You may get a tea back,
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Once a week.
What?
Sunday special.
Yeah, if you're lucky. And then for $30 a week, you get a sticker too. So we have plenty of those. Maybe we'll use them as pasties.
Sticker right over a hog.
Yeah. Or yeah, just one sticker, one like 2-inch by 3-inch sticker.
Yeah,
it was cold.
Shed sticker.
I was in the pool. So
hey, the AC running.
So I thought my Zoom camera was off. Now that's exactly what Mr. Toobin said. He said in a statement, he said, "I made an embarrassingly stupid mistake, believing I was off camera. I apologize to my wife, family, friends, and coworkers." Now, he left out the Oxford comma, I will say, in this very curious statement. No Oxford comma? That, I think, should take precedent. The ridicule for that should take precedent over...
Isn't he... he's a lawyer, right? Legal analyst?
He is a legal analyst. And, you write for a magazine.
You should have mastery of the English language.
Absolutely. He should, Cerny. He had thought, and I quote, "I thought I had muted the Zoom video. I thought no one on the Zoom call could see me." He's 60 years old. That's how mute works. So he's been suspended. He's worked there for 25 years. Wow, and he's been suspended as they investigate. So...
Wouldn't you be... I would hate to be the guy who has to investigate that. Like,
yeah.
Please roll the footage again. Like,
damn it. The Zoom probably saved to the cloud. Because at the beginning of the call, they're probably like, "Could we record this? Because, Sally's not here and Jim he's getting a coffee, so he'll be late. Can we record this?"
We want to play it back for future reference, so we can actually, if we have any kind of questions, maybe we've ironed it out through our walkthrough of election night.
We'll probably we'll just roll this footage live during election night. We don't need to clean it up or anything. Now, first things first, Cerny, do you think this man should be suspended for these activities?
Yeah, I don't think terminated, no. Suspended, yeah. First off, was he supposed to be on the clock? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hand was on the cock. Oh, I know that. I know that thing for sure. I would guess that I would say, yeah. I would assume if they're doing a work thing, that it's like a work thing.
So, at least, yeah, suspended, just for this stupidity.
You shouldn't be looking at porn at work.
No. Can it not wait?
Cerny, when you got an itch to scratch, you got to scratch it. That's a good point. I do think a suspension, I don't know for how long. We know how vicious the news cycle is these days. He's pretty much already forgotten about, and this broke like 3 days ago. So yeah. Give him another week, invite him back in. Honestly, the worst punishment is the fucking beating he's going to have to take around the office, and every time he sees somebody.
Yeah, he's going to have to face everyone.
Could you? The next Zoom meeting he comes to, everyone's going to be like, "Hey, your camera's on. Your camera's on."
Oh, yeah, I would do that too.
Oh my God. So we had a duel.
Just a reminder,
Oh yeah.
Just a reminder, if you're not talking, please put your phone on mute. And if you feel the urge to spank it, please turn your camera off.
If you're engaging in self-satisfaction, please do so with said camera off. Now, let's say he wasn't looking at porn and he just decided he kind of wanted to have his cock out on the meeting.
Now that, obviously, you got to terminate him for that.
Yeah, that's worse.
He's talking about he's like brandishing his cock out.
But it sounded like he didn't like stand up and walk around. He sounded like, you know what I do with the screen thing?
Oh yeah.
It sounded like he moved his computer and it just showed him that he was jerking off under his desk or something. But I guess if you're working and you're on a Zoom work, you should be acting as you would in the office, I think is what the company would say. Now, I don't know about you, Cerny, but I've never jerked off at my desk at work.
No.
Broom closet? Open. No comment.
I plead the fifth. Always reminds me of that Chappelle Show skit where he's like,
oh yeah. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, but the fifth. What was he pleading the fifth on? Oh, that was the skit that was if they treated white guys like they do black guys and drug dealers like they do white, like hedge fund managers.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah, that's right. That's
Because
right.
he was like a crack dealer or something, and like, hey, would you mind coming in? He's like, nah, and he showed up 2 hours late. Oh, okay. So you just shouldn't be jerking it. Just the same as just because you're at home, you can't get loaded on like you can't have a sixer at lunch and then go
martini lunches.
Yeah, and then go work. Like, I mean, there's just certain expected actions that you're taking at work.
Yeah. First off, it's giving us a bad name. All of us want to work from home indefinitely.
Right. Now, fucking Fox News is going to run with this. Work from home? More like wank from home. What are you really doing at home?
Yeah.
Tonight at 11.
No wonder the unemployment's up and the GDP is, whatever. They'll spin it.
New Yorker? More like New Yanker. New cock yanker.
The Yankees.
The Yankees win. What do you think? What genre? What do you think he was going for? A little kinky, maybe like a foot thing.
Oh, a foot fetish.
Or here was my kind of idea that this might have been one of these meetings that's like someone fucking throws on your calendar for like 6:30 on a Thursday or Friday, and you're already vibing on the weekend,
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I think maybe he enjoys himself a nice tug to cap the week off.
So you're onto something. Maybe he has like a schedule,
a jack schedule. We've talked about this many times.
And maybe this meeting was thrown on him and overlapped on his jazz schedule. So he's like, ooh. So he keeps to his book.
He's a very rigid.
Maybe this is it. Maybe we uncovered it. Maybe the investigation doesn't need to be pending anymore. We just solved it right here.
No, we might have cracked this nut. How many of these can we squeeze in here? We'll keep trying, folks.
This episode is all about puns.
We won't let you down. Like his shorts were around his ankles, probably. I was thinking he maybe was getting ready, like he wasn't going to go to completion during the meeting. He was just he was starting the engine up a little bit, remember the old cars that you would have to like crank like in the front,
He's been working there for 25 years. He's probably no spring chicken, so
he's 60.
Just doesn't come on command.
Oh, he's 60. So you think he's in the Cerny, I know we're trying to make jokes. I think we solved it. It must have been a Friday or Saturday night. He's kind of got a date with his lady. He popped the Cialis probably.
Yep.
And he's got to start getting the blood working. He's like, shit, I got to fuck my wife tonight. Let me start edging
Don't want to disappoint.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. Okay. I think that's it. That's what happened. Now
we'll send our synopsis over to the New Yorker. Let them know.
Yeah, and we'll just send a little note to the Times if they want to amend the article or anything with source credit. I'd be fine with that.
Put that on the footnote, please.
Yeah. Breakthrough journalistic discovery by a dad podcast. So vulgar, they claim your dead dog will be kicked in the balls in their intro song. Edgy. The edgy podcasters Chip and Cern, who fans go by Cerny Sluts and Chipmunks,
cult following,
have amassed nearly 100,000 downloads.
A decade.
Yeah, they've been running for 20 years, so it averages out to be 10 downloads a month. So do we think, what was he doing? What was he watching? Do you think it was something naughty, or
is it just like a cam girl? Like,
it might have been maybe another theory. What's going on?
Sorry, someone's like banging on the wall.
Oh, I hope it's not your fucking, all those spiders in your son's room getting out.
It was in that room.
Oh my God, Cerny. I honestly don't know how you sleep at night. But maybe he booked in a session with the cam person. So it's like, I'm going to pay you $100, but we're going to have we're going to have a 15-minute meeting, or I don't know how long they work, but I'm going to have another meeting. And you're right, he got double booked.
Oh, and if he prepaid,
then he doesn't want to lose out on that nut.
No. Okay. Possible.
Another motive.
Subplot. Send over to the New Yorker.
As per our last email, we have a few other ideas we've floated.
On top of getting his engine ready, he may have already prepaid. So
he didn't want to lose out on his fee on the OnlyFans.
And I don't think this is refundable per the New Yorker.
I don't think so either. Hopefully, now what could get him fired if he tried to write it off as like a business expense?
I know, the same
consulting.
Kind of
yeah, consulting.
I already
fee.
booked this, and then you sprung this fucking Zoom meeting on me. So I'll either.
Now what? Honestly, and this sounds weird. I'm not meaning to minimize anyone that saw his penis, how their reaction to it, but they could have gotten off easy. Because if he would have gone, I think I would rather just see a man's penis for 2 seconds than to see him start and finish an orgasm just looking at his face on Zoom. Wouldn't you rather take the penis, Cerny?
Yeah, the quick flash.
I'd rather take. Hey. Whoa. Okay, guys have seen it a million times in the locker room. You're not on the prowl. Looking, oh man, I want to see Ben's, big meaty cock over there at locker F7, his big dangly uncut cock. They're not like feasting out for it. It just is like, oh, well, you're turning around to grit your shoes out. The old guy from World War I is like up there putting the blow dryer on his nutsack.
Always.
Always. I don't know why. All old people. So I'm saying I'd rather just see a little penis.
They'd always put the one leg up on the bench and like put their their elbow on their knee and talk to you naked. It's like, could you at least put some underwear on if you're gonna talk to me?
It's like,
but it's always like you're sitting down, like tying your shoes, and you like
right.
turn, and he's like his fucking dick is right in your face. Like, dude, could you not
taunting you? It's teasing me and enticing me, and it's just. I don't think I could see. Could you imagine, like, oh, what do you think? And he probably didn't have his headphones on and just looking over at his screen and he's like mid-nut. He's like, oh, that would be the weirdest fucking thing. I couldn't handle that.
The, what was that show? The League. You ever watch The League?
I haven't, but everyone that says it is like, it's a good show. You would like it. Everyone says I would like it.
I think they call it the vinegar strokes. It's the moment before someone nuts, you can see into their soul or something like that.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's funny. That is funny. There is yeah. Okay, so he was probably maybe getting ready for his wife, or he had his OnlyFans session booked. And we're kind of thinking that people might have got off a little easy because you don't want to see the nut face or the whole build up to it.
Oh no, yeah.
And who knows how long it could have been.
I wonder if they could see like his other screen.
Because it sounds like he kind of went like this, right?
Yeah.
Like he kind of like he turned. Oh, I don't know. I think he maybe just said, "Oh yeah, I was looking at porn." I don't know. Anyway, well,
still feel bad for the person who has to investigate that.
Yeah, we're reviewing all Zoom footage and.
First off, you have to sit through them discussing their election night battle plans. Like, oh fuck! Oh, here we go. Here comes Jeffrey fucking pulling his dick out. Ah, sweet.
Oh, he took some time off from CNN. He asked for some time off. Wait, deals with a personal issue, which we have granted. That was CNN's statement.
Maybe the personal issue is his wife is not happy with him.
What's your issue, sir? Well, my other job saw my cock while I was jerking it. No, that's bad. That is personal. That is personal.
That is personal. I need to take some time off of that.
Yeah. And yeah. Oof. Well, I don't think he'll be hosed.
No. Unless it was like intentional, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like he was just.
So that would be, if he was like looking at someone's screen or something, like that could be really.
Like looking her in the eyes.
Yeah, like, oh, you're like, why are you looking at me like that? He's like, oh, shaking. Now, I think because of one-off stories like this, obviously there's an edge case. For every 10,000 hours of Zoom conferences, there's like one instance of this type of thing.
Yeah.
But I am so obsessed with like making sure my camera and my microphone are off with whenever I'm not ready to talk. Now, knock on wood, but and if I'm on a meeting and you could hear other people's stuff going on too, and you know that they're not aware that they're being like recorded, it makes me so. I like my skin is crawling because I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna say
when they
something.
start talking like.
Oh, what are we gonna do
me,
for dinner
like
again?
I went to the I went to the extent to where I like have a docking station, so my laptop is always closed, so the camera doesn't come on unless I open it up and turn it on.
That's smart. That's pretty smart.
And I always hit mute. I mute them. Actually, I always dial into my phone. So I don't know about you. Do you just go straight to the computer?
I do just the computer. Yeah.
I always dial in.
There's a lot of screen sharing and stuff.
Well, I usually turn on the screen, but then I dial in and then just punch in my ID on my phone. Because there's so many people. At work a lot of times, like someone will like be talking and then they'll start sounding like RoboCop. It's like bad connection. Sorry, and then they dial back in, but back onto their computer. It's like, oh my god.
So the hard line is better. You're saying?
Yeah. So, but I usually just do it on my phone so you could talk, and then I just look at the screen.
That's a good idea. I might try to do that. Burn up some of those unlimited minutes too. Don't want AT&T getting off easy.
No,
not at all.
So that's that's the precautions I take, because I also get like little visitors that come in and like to tell me about like we talked about in a couple other podcasts. Pokemon. He likes to, it's back. It's back in the house. So he likes to tell me, he like today, like almost kicked my fucking door down to tell me he caught something. And I was like, okay, I'm on a call, but that's okay. My phone's on mute.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my daughter's popped in before. And Zoom has those like virtual backgrounds, so it kind of just isolates you.
Yeah.
But then it's like you just see a head pop in that just randomly gets caught up in the filters. It's like, Dad, can I have this candy? Mom said to ask you, and I'm like, oh, I'm on a call. I'm like,
yes.
But I see her and I like give her hand signals like, no, don't come in here. No, shh, quiet. Just fucking blows right through that.
Right past the stop sign.
It's like we weren't even, why it wasn't even up. They act like it wasn't even up.
I get that too. I'm like, do this. Because like sometimes I am talking.
Yeah.
And like I'm talking and I can hear the door and I turn around. I'm like, he's like, oh, okay. But hold on 1 sec. I have to add like, yeah. Okay. Well then, my boss is pretty cool. He's like, oh, is that Jeffrey? I'm like, yes. Oh, what's,
I will say, I think parents are probably overly critical about barging in. And I think in general, most people don't really care. And if anything, it's probably like kind of cute to see the kid and to like mix up the monotony of whatever fucking Zoom hell you're trapped in currently.
Especially like my boss, he's older, so he has like
grandkids,
grandkids and stuff. So he's always like, oh yeah. We had some ladies, we were on a call, and it was her turn to talk, and she started talking, and her kid started screaming, and she just kept talking, and it was screaming and crying,
like fighting,
and like,
or just like a baby.
It was like probably like I think she said it was like 1.5 or so.
Oh shit. Okay. So
it was like screaming and crying, and she got all done, and they're like, oh, okay, I got a question. They're like, yeah. Because what's going on? What was they're like, she's like, sorry. He's like, no, it's cool. I mean, we've all been there, and it was basically the dog popped the kid's ball. Like she's like, right before it was my turn, the dog decided to pump her kid's ball.
And you can't,
of course, Murphy's Law.
That and to a 2 to 3 year old kid, you just can't come back from that level of devastation.
No, your world is ended.
You have been shook to your fucking core, and that is the level of emotions that you will output to your family, to your parents. I mean,
Of course, it was like she said. It was like she just started. Then you hear,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
She was unfazed. She just kept on going. Never even broke his sentence. I'd been like, like lost in thought, but
yeah,
kept on going.
I had one call this year that I was like, I'm sorry, I actually have to go. I'll see you later. And I just left. And I'm like, because my wife like was thing and she like poked her head in. She's like, I absolutely need you. I'm like, you got it. Boom. Sorry, I got to go, everybody. Email me what you need to know. Peace. Fucking shut the laptop off, went and helped. And they emailed me, they're like, I hope everything's okay. And I was like, yeah, I think my daughter like fell, scraped her knee up. And it was like the other kid, all this stuff. But that was my one eject button that I pulled. But
I got one. It was early in the meeting. I don't think it started yet, but I was in the meeting. And like Jeffrey came in and was like, Dad, I took this poop and it was green. And I was like, okay.
Hot mic, kid. Hot mic.
Yep. Unfortunately, it was like just like Fred or something was on. He's like, hey, Jeffrey. I was like, he's like kicked the door down. I was like, I took this poop and it was green. I was like, I couldn't have waited. First off, I don't even want to know.
Right.
Secondly, I couldn't have waited until 30 minutes from now. God damn it.
But seriously, though, about the kids' poops, it is crazy. A small person that's like 4 or 5, they take an adult-sized dump. That's one of the craziest.
Oh my, that's like half your body if I took a tape measure to it.
Yeah, they're like, Dad, come look at my poop. I'm like, whatever, I'll give it a look. I'm like, Jesus, that's literally as big as your arm, like your forearm. I'm like, if I had this elimination, I would be ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
So we made sure to call everybody else in the house and have them, come take a look or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
gotta celebrate the victories.
The big victories. The big ones. Well, yeah, it's what if on the Zoom call he put on some like leather like ball gag mask and he like gets in this whole fucking get up because he thinks his camera's off. It could, I'm telling you, this could have been way fucking worse, right?
Oh yeah, like he like pulls a swing down off camera from the fucking ceiling.
He just sets a fucking monster 2-foot dildo that's as wide as like it looks like a liter
Great
of
American
cola.
Challenge.
The Great American Challenge on his desk right in front of the webcam. They're like, what's that? It sure is veiny. And then you see him like turn around and he just wiggles his pants down and you see him nuzzle his 60-year-old ass up to that thing.
Oh no.
Could you? I think I would have to just shut my computer. I couldn't see that.
Yeah, I'm done. The meeting will resume without me for now.
Just turns on. What's the Pulp Fiction like? The like the Gimp scene in Pulp Fiction
with Vin Rames.
Rames and Bruce Willis.
Is that Pulp Fiction?
Is it? Yeah,
no,
right.
I'm all fucked.
Wait, that's Zed, because he's Zed, right? With the motorcycle. Zed's dead, baby. Or they're like, who's Zed? Who's Zed? Because the keychain says Zed, right?
Right. Yeah.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. Right, because he goes back up because he escapes. Then he goes back and he sees the bat or the shotgun or something, and he gives it to Vin Rames, who then proceeds to like. What does he call him? A couple of honkies or something? Then he just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a mask or something like that.
Oh, I can't look at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. Yeah, it could have just been.
It could have been worse. You're right.
It could have been way worse. And the penis isn't it's not a great thing to like look at. Like
I always wonder, like when guys like send their dick pics, it's like.
Would you be?
I want to know the conversion rate of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a volume game, Cern. That's a volume game, the dick pic thing.
I want to know. I just need to know, like when I see like, oh, he sent his dick. I'm like, what's your conversion rate on that?
Have you like? Yeah, I think from dick pics from guys to guys, probably conversion rate is probably 50x men to women. I've never met a woman that like I could get the read on that if she got a dick pic of anybody that she'd be like, oh, I'm fucking ready to go right now. Let's fucking go. That's just that doesn't happen. I don't think.
Brad Pitt in his prime, it would still be turned down. On
yeah. Kind of was expecting another inch or two, Brad Pitt, to be honest, but
maybe a little more girth. I mean, I don't know.
Something little too tight on the trim job. I kind of like a little volume in the bush.
El Natural.
Yeah. El Natural. Now, yeah, for sure. But I mean, I think the Brad Pitt like 6-pack thing would have would have turned more women than I think the cock.
So if you would have stood there just naked, and then you like had like a tracker on the eyes, I bet you like 100%, at least 99% would go right to the abs, not to the dick.
And then like, oh, actually, he's not wearing underwear either. Let me take a gander at this.
Take a gander at the goose.
Yeah. What if you had a penis that looked like, the gooseneck when it's all kind of like hanging down, all S-shaped and shit? Anyone have
showing some neck?
Cock scoliosis? I was going to say cock scoliosis, but I liked the showing the neck. A lot of cock talk on today's episode. Welcome to the new show, Cock Talk with Chip and Cern. Talking cocks.
You're like shock jocks.
Yeah. Shock jocks who are cock jocks.
With cock talk.
Cock talk.
Let's go to the weather. It's 72 degrees in San Francisco.
Yeah. Oh, bundle those cocks up, everyone. It looks to be a bit chilly. Okay, so
while you're sitting in traffic, keep the heater on your cock.
On your cock, and keep your Zoom cameras off. Rip, Toobin.
Jeffrey Toobin.
Now, so the point about talking about all the cocks was a cock I don't feel has the appeal as like titties.
I think you're right.
Because I think just seeing titties, just kind of, you just get the warm and fuzzies inside.
Yeah.
And women are into titties, guys are into titties. I think everyone can like appreciate, how great they are. And sometimes titties just, fix the day. They
do.
You're bummed out. Just take a look at some titties.
Right.
They can correct some wrongs. Yeah. So remember back in the day, early Chip and Cern Show, V1. And this is how old were we in our misspent youth here? Probably in our 20s, right?
21. We were like, remember this is before we liked the IPAs. Remember we called it on the show we called it Indian Pale Ale.
I don't really remember what we were into. I think Guinness. We were on a big Guinness kick for like a year and a half.
Guinness, the usual like Hefeweizen and stuff like that.
Fat Tire.
Yeah.
Always Fat Tire. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Stouts.
Now I won't touch this. I won't touch this stuff. When's the last time you had a Guinness, like from the tap?
Probably last time I was with you drinking Guinness. I don't remember last time.
Did we? Yeah. I'm always with the Smittix now.
Yeah.
Or Harp. Harp is good too.
Because that was usually like St. Patty's Day. We'd go, Guinness, but then it was like, once it was Smittix.
You know what I think? Because everyone has, with the booze at least, you'll be in a group, or it could be at work, and you're like, someone will take an alcohol like Goldschlager. And you'll get like 3 people like, nope, I don't fuck with that anymore. And then they have one specific story about why they got super fucking tilted up on that, and then they booted, and then now they're done with it.
That's it. Yep.
Now, I think our story starting with the Guinness was at Tony's birthday that his 22nd birthday, right?
Was it Guinness? Or was this the
we
time I took your brother out?
Okay, so that's
remember he said there was a lid on the foam.
The head of the Guinness is pretty.
It was a lid.
A lid like what a Starbucks fucking to go lid.
We would call him out right now, but remember at this point he's like, I drink beer. Mike's Hard Lemonade.
That
we couldn't stop.
I like my brother a lot, but he really fucking walks into some of these type of things. And so I think the statute of limitations has passed, but when my brother was, I think he must have been 19 and I was 21. Allegedly this happened. Was
according to the fable.
Yeah. This fishing tale. My brother acquired a passport of someone that looked very similar to him.
Yeah.
Almost like a brother.
I think that's what I read in that book that one time.
Yeah. R.L. Stein book. And I had my driver's license because that's the identification that I normally need. I wasn't traveling, so I didn't need my passport, but I had my driver's license. And I heard that my brother went up. This is at the outdoor sports arena, allegedly. And he said, "I'd like a beer, please." And the person who's making, I don't know, $5.75 an hour working concessions says, "Sure, what kind?" And his response was, "I don't know, what do you have?" Now, any seasoned boozer knows the ballpark has, you got Coors Light, you got Bud Light, you might have, there might be a Modelo, there might be an IPA, but you're probably just drinking Coors Light or Bud Light. And so, he thought maybe he was at some sort of like fucking high-end tasting room where he was going to get a whisper, a sample of something.
What's this seasonal on tap?
Right, yeah. They're like, what? These are giant tall cans. Here you go.
So you can tell that's Ricky. So here's a stark contrast from me. Allegedly, when we used to do this, I know the statute of limitations is long gone for us.
Right.
But when we would do that, we would walk by it, and I would eye what they actually have.
You made your call. Yep, you made your call.
Looked at it. Okay, I'm going to get this. When I come back, then I'd order it nonchalant, like I've done it a million times.
I think we both found the most success we had is the old saying, "Act like you've been there before."
Yep.
And if you just go in with the confidence, like you got a fucking 12-inch cock between your legs, you'll probably sell it.
Every time.
But if you're going in humming and hawing, what do you got on tap versus a bottle? Do you have anything in a can? Do you have a Michelob 105 for me? Or, all this stuff? Like, go in. Here's your $20.
I would like 2 alcoholic beers, please.
Dude, it wasn't that far off. It wasn't that far off. Oh, man.
I would eye it. I'm like, okay, I'll make my call right now, and then when I come up, I'll just.
But that wasn't lasting too long because I think when that was happening, we got legal pretty quick.
Pretty quick,
and then we realized, wow, it's kind of expensive to actually like buy to try to get drunk at the baseball game.
Yes.
It's like expensive.
So then we would go get drunk at the apartment first.
We'd get drunk at a little pregame and never hurt anyone.
No.
But it was,
still doesn't hurt.
And it was aggressive now looking back on it because it'd be like, this is pre-Uber Lyft, by the way, people. So you would call a cab or you would look when the bus was leaving, which is literally down the block, to where we have actually sprinted down the block to catch the bus because it was caught up at the stoplight, dead in a dead sprint with a fucking belly full of whiskey, and probably some like leftover Chinese food or some shit.
Yeah, that was usually it.
But remember okay, it's getting closer and closer to leaving, and just the intake volume would just start increasing, slamming shots. One more shot for the road. One more shot for the road, and then we're filling flasks up with 4 more shots and taking those into the thing.
Yeah, putting them in our pants and stuff, smuggling them in.
Wow. I don't think I can go that hard in the paint anymore. I don't know if I have.
I don't know. If I did, I might want to take a week off.
I honestly life. No, don't give me. Well, I think for a bachelor party or something, you're going to go a little bit harder than you normally would.
I can still.
We're not saying we can't hang.
I can hang. I can still party. Don't worry about that.
But I just
don't.
I don't want the repercussions.
We were reckless.
And I don't want even being 19, 20, 21, 22, your body recovers like you're fucking Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. You're back at it. Hair of the dog or like
10 years later, I have like 2 beers and I'm like waking up in the morning like, oh, what happened? You know, it's
like one of our barbecues where I've had a few when Joe and I start knocking them back.
Yeah.
Dude, like 2 days later, I'm like, oh, I'm still in a fog. What the fuck?
Sorry, boss. I got a lot of brain fog happening right now.
Like Monday morning, I'm like sitting on the call. Like, yeah, I feel well.
No, yeah, that's hilarious. Oh man. Well, I think in general, Chip and Cern will just recommend not to jerk off on work's time.
Save it for lunch or after work.
Something before work.
Get up a little early. Yeah.
You know, hit the treadmill for 30 minutes. Whack the bag for 30 minutes. Whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do. I do think he was under some sort of time decay situation that was involving either a Cialis or some sort of, aid, direction aid, and either his wife or him meeting up with this cam girl that he didn't want to lose his down payment on.
His down payment is Cialis time or whatever it was.
Yeah. Wow.
Gotta just double. If you're gonna do that, just double check. It takes 1 second. Just double check, and you'll save yourself a lot of headaches.
I know. We're trying to wind the show down. Do you think he has a little drawer that was like he's got his jerk drawer? Like maybe it had some lotion, or where's he getting? Because I don't know. I'm not ever really going dry like that. That seems like that would hurt to go like just dry.
Well,
so
if you put a mask on or something, the choker, then you might want to go dry.
What if we put a leash on? Just see someone walk by, grab his leash. He's like, it's like a puppy.
Starts like walking on it with a heel or some shit.
Oh yeah. Just sticks his tongue out. She like puts cigarettes out on it and shit. So fucking dominatrix comes over. Oh my god.
No.
All right. Well, this has been too horny. This show's episodes too horny.
Is this Zoom in or? Because I have some work to do.
Yeah.
Some side work I gotta take care of.
Hold on, sir. I'm just gonna open my other laptop. Just churn one out here while we wrap the show up. Now we're running out of time, folks. You do need to make sure you're registered to vote in your state, that you have a voting plan. I know I sent my ballot in. I dropped it off the other day. So
I sent mine in as
I'm
well.
done. Cerny sent his in. I know a lot of people are voting early. I think it's a really smart idea. Make sure you do that. And of course, secondly, but not far behind that, you want to make sure you're wearing a mask because it can help prevent all this stuff. And then obviously making sure your dick is nice and clean. You never know what's going to be on a Zoom call. And also we don't want to forget about the ladies.
Dress it up for make sure it's showing its best.
make sure your dick and pussy are clean so they're showing well on Zoom. You can never be too careful these days. But until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.